Okay, you big hunk of a man. Come and get me.
This is the Horrible Film School. Take a seat and slowly peel open your trapper keepers. I am Chris, and I am here with Professor Hootie.
He's back from the grave, boys. What's up?
Not much, man. It's hot and stanky. Friday the 13th on the horizon. We are also joined by a man hiding behind a mask, Professor Joey, a.k.a. Dr. Nasty.
What up, what up, what up? Who's ready for some Jason Voorhees?
Never enough Jason, never enough Camp Crystal Lake. I keep hearing that show get hyped out the wazoo.
Dude, I'm so fucking hyped.
The A24's producing it, and they got casting news, so I think it's going to happen.
Who's Bella Ramsey playing in this one? The fucking Voorhees character? Like the fucking...
She's Jason.
The bitch coming out of the fucking lake.
She's Jason at the end
Bella Ramsey playing child Jason.
Bro, you gotta get off the internet. Those memes are... God, those are some horrible memes.
They had one the other day with her ass. It was a beluga whale.
Oh my God, I've seen them. They're rough. People are brutal, man.
It's like the same. It's the same level as Angel Reese. I'm not saying I'm a fan of Angel Reese, but some of that stuff is just a little too far.
How you gonna get 17 rebounds, but like 13 of them off your misses?
I understand the rebounds are a thing, but man, she gets raped every day.
Rebounds.
It's because she's comparing herself to like what's gonna eventually be the fucking GOAT.
Yeah, I mean it's laughable. I understand it's laughable. I think she would love.
You say Denise Rodman?
Dennis.
Oh, Dennis Rodman. No,
Dennis identifies.
Caitlin Clark, baby, the Great White Hope.
KK. Thought she was hurt or something.
She could be hurt the rest of her career. She's still gonna go down the Hall of Fame.
She's still the greatest of all time. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Let's get into some news that isn't relevant to this here podcast. I only got one tidbit that I pulled off the internet that I thought was pretty big news in the horror community. The creative rights for the Saw franchise have returned to James Wan.
Finally.
It's going back to the man. So
is that because he bought them back, or how does that work?
It's because nobody wanted them. It's like an auction.
Lionsgate's still producing it. Someone bought the rights to the franchise, and he's attached to that purchase.
It's like, at some auctions, sometimes they'll start at like $100 and no one will fucking bid. So eventually they get down to like $7.50.
$1, Bob.
I'm going to be honest, probably going to piss off some of our listeners in the horror community, but I'm not the biggest fan of the Conjuring universe, so I'm not exactly stoked that he's going to be making Saws now.
Well, there's some good ones in there. They definitely make money. I guess it's kind of, in my mind, this is seen as a good thing for the franchise.
I don't mind
because
the
they're guaranteed to be profitable.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't mind the franchise. Like, the first movie's good. I don't really like the whole ghost bullshit. But I think it's more so the Warren family being like a bunch of like crooks and shysters. And
yeah,
that's a big turnoff.
The real world to the movies, probably bringing that down for you. And the other thing I have is a bit of personal news. The First Omen. Finally watched that.
Oh.
Are you spoiling yourself?
Banger, dog.
Banger?
You spoiling yourself? That's kind of fucked.
Top 5 movies of the year, regardless of genre last year. It was fucking great, dude.
What?
I was amazed how good that movie was.
Now I gotta go watch it.
Yeah, it was, the hype was, I wasn't even that hyped for it. I just heard it was good. I'm hyping it up for you. That shit was banging, dude.
If I can put down Mario Kart World for 5 minutes, I might give it
watch The First Omen as soon as possible. That's all I'm going to say.
So I want to watch the one with Sam Neill. I'm like trying to get to that level.
Is the plot about Damien's mother?
I can't say. It is about the events leading up to the first movie. That's all I'll say.
Does it have an actual scene of somebody fucking a jackal?
Got some weird shit in there, dude.
Oh, boy.
It all looks really fucking good.
I'm going to have this bump up my list. I'm trying to see this damn jackal fuck.
It's some great performances, great cinematography. It was all just banging, dude.
Brazers level?
I was shocked at how good it was. It's an art movie, brother. But yeah, that's the news for me, boys. Y'all ready to hop into the assignment for today?
I had 2 things I was going to bring up here.
What you got?
Me and the elder Hootie caught a showing of Mission Impossible Final Reckoning.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually pretty good. Something that should have happened didn't happen, but that's okay.
I was gonna say, is it the end? Is the franchise?
I can't say that because it didn't end the way you thought it was supposed to end. So, yeah.
Okay. I'm
And
gonna wait on that one.
secondly, I watched a movie that's been in my queue for so long now. Steven Soderbergh directed it. Presence.
Yeah, I watched that a few months ago.
The film shot from the ghost perspective. I hated it. I didn't.
Yeah,
I don't think I got it.
Did not really enjoy it myself.
Okay, good.
I love Soderbergh, but yeah, not his best work.
Well, he's the reason that I watched it. And then I got to thinking, I'm not sure these movies like In a Violent Nature and Presence, I'm not sure the view from the killer or the ghost in that sense makes for good content.
It undercuts the drama a lot. I think In a Violent Nature is just obviously a one-of-a-kind thing. But if you made a whole series of those, it wouldn't have the same pop. But for Presence, I don't know, just all the drama was over there, if that makes sense. You know?
Yeah, you felt
I never felt
distant.
invested in what I was watching.
Yeah. Okay. Glad it wasn't just me.
Yeah, I agree with you. Skip that one. But the first Omen, watch that shit tonight, if you can.
And watching A Violent Nature. I think it was a banger.
Oh, yeah. That was a nasty boy in the movie theaters. All right, boys, today's assignment, we are at a very special time of the year, the one and only of these 2025 anniversaries, if you will. It is a Friday the 13th coming up this June. So we're going to be covering Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood from 1988. The lesson for this one, this is how they wear their jackets back at the mental hospital.
That fucking nerd in that scene was he laughing, smiling so hard.
Dude, yeah, like just like Doofy from Scary Movie.
Told you not to bother me without cleaning my room.
So yeah, this is your wheelhouse, Joey, and as it happens to be, it just lands at your feet to cover this bad boy today.
Yeah, who better to cover the new blood than some of the old blood?
The old stank blood.
Stanky blood. So yeah, let's get things started off right, started off hot with a couple of fan reviews here. I know you guys have been deviating from the IMDb wheelhouse, but guess what? We're going right back to it, baby.
I'm telling you, man, them Rotten Tomatoes fuckers are brutal.
They're
They're
are.
the ones making these memes about Bella Ramsey.
Hey, they need to keep pumping them out. I need more. Give me as many as you got.
There's some, I ain't getting into it, but there's some really bad ones out
I can't wait till they cast her ass as like a female orc in the next Lord of the Rings movie.
Stop, bro. Stop.
Is
Bitch
her
gonna
career
win an Academy
over?
Award.
Nah, I think she's just been partitioned into a particular type of role going forward.
When I heard her say, "Fuck, I'm gonna be a dad," I fucking turned the TV off. I fucking canceled my fucking Max HBO subscription.
No,
we're done, bitch. Sorry.
I literally used your subscription to watch it the next day.
I watched
So I know
somebody
you didn't
do a
care about that.
playthrough of The Last of Us 2. And
I
what they
I
did to
played
that
through it
show,
myself.
what they did, disgraceful. Fucking disgraceful.
You sound like
watched-
a Rotten Tomatoes reviewer.
Sound
watched
like
until
a fucking
Pascal
incel.
And I gave up.
You got to what?
I got to episode 3 where Pascal dies.
Oh yeah, spoiler.
Oh, my man
alert.
was cashing a
Oh,
check.
excuse me. It's been out for fucking months now.
He cashed
But
a
the
check
game's
in
been out
season
for fucking
2.
4
He
years,
gave
man.
up.
He didn't give up. He was great.
Yeah, he was
Pedro
great.
was
What was
great.
it, episode 4?
He's about to be in
Came
everything
back.
this year too. Yeah, there's a flashback in 5 or 6. Same thing we saw in the game. I'm the only one who played the damn game. I'm the only one who should have an opinion that matters.
It wasn't for me. We'll put it that way. Okay, I'll get started off on the wrong foot with a negative take on Part 7, The New Blood. Absolutely Terrible by Darren Wisbaum back in September 2009. A girl with psychic powers unintentionally brings Jason Voorhees, a maniacal mass murderer, back to life. This sounds like a good movie. Not! This movie is unbearably stupid. The acting was very poor, and the storyline could not have been any worse. The only value in this movie is that it gives aspiring filmmakers the motivation that maybe, just maybe, their film can make it to the big screen. If Paramount Pictures release this film, they will obviously accept anything. So if you're interested in a movie-making career, contact Paramount. Do not see this movie for any reason. You'll be sorry. 1 out of 10.
He said that was stupid.
I don't fully disagree.
On Rotten Tomatoes, that guy said, this is stupid, period.
This stupid. 3 out of 5 stars.
Exactly. 3 out of 5.
Exactly.
I will say,
One for the stupidity.
I love the way Jason looks in this film.
Yeah, we'll
This is
get
a good
there.
Jason.
We'll get there. We'll get there for sure. And in stark contrast, somebody who actually adores this movie by the name of, you guessed it, Friday Fan 1, with No One Can Stop Him, April 2001. This was a strange Friday the 13th. Could have been really stupid, but luckily it turned out to be one of the best. Jason looked awesome, best death scenes I had seen in a while, and a lot of blondes. This movie also proves that Jason cannot be stopped. He will always come back. Might take him a few years, but I bet we can get ready to see a lot more of him in 2001. So get prepared for more blood and gore. 10 out of 10.
What the hell? Kind of
Very specific.
That's
terrible foreshadowing.
very optimistic, to say the
Have
least.
we had like maybe one since then?
Freddy vs.
Two?
Jason was 2003.
3, yeah.
And then
And
the reboot, and then
That's it.
fucking crickets. Or cicadas. Let's go ahead and
Damn,
be
son.
seasonal, because we're about to have a big cicada emergence here soon, guys.
Are we due
Everybody
for
get
that
ready.
this year?
Oh, we're due, baby. First time in what?
Oh,
17 years, 27 years, something like that?
No idea.
Yeah.
I don't have a farmer's almanac or whatever.
But
that
yeah,
reading for.
big fan right here. Friday Fan 1.
The first one, not the second one.
A lot of optimism.
Number
Let's
one.
just say that.
Like that restaurant, China #1. That's at #2 shit.
So before we actually hop into some crew notes and production factoids / notes, let's talk about the box office that Friday the 13th Part 7 generated. Its budget, just under $3 million. It grossed almost $20 million worldwide. Over $8 million in its domestic opening weekend alone. So these movies just print money, is what it comes down to.
It prints money, but it sounds like it's slowing down a bit.
Yeah, the top number keeps decreasing, and the bottom is barely increasing. They're still pretty cheap to make at this point.
I think it's in stark contrast to... that's the second time I said stark contrast, and I feel fucking stupid.
You love it.
But
You love a stark contrast.
In
Game
contrast,
of Thrones fan, huh?
dude, you got like Nightmare on Elm Street that just keeps like banging it. Maybe the movie quality isn't there, but in terms of like the popularity of Freddy as like a cultural icon, just keeps propelling those movies into the stratosphere in terms of its like, you know, its money. It's gross.
Yeah, they become like theme park rides or something in a way, you know. You're not really going for novelty. You're just going for, it's just the next iteration, you know. Like, they open a new roller coaster. We're going to go try it out.
If we've learned nothing from these films, you're going for the body count.
Yeah, you want more of the same. It's like when you're a kid or a teenager and you fall in love with a band and you're like, I love their music. You want them to release pretty much the same album over and over. They try anything new. It's what the hell? This is garbage.
It always takes like a month after they release something new where you're like, man, this is pretty fucking good.
Where you get it, you're like, yeah, I kind of get it.
I kind of like this direction.
And in retrospect, you're like, yeah, if they put out the same album 4 times, that would be kind of lame. But it works for horror franchises, especially around this era.
No need to attack Nickelback like that, Chris. Okay?
Look at this photograph.
What the hell is on Joey's head?
Every time I do it, makes me pass gas.
I like that.
So yeah, crew notes. The only one I'm really going to bring up, and you guys can expand upon the rest of the crew if you'd like, is John Carl Bickler. Big, extensive background in like special effects, artistry, makeup, designing. Having worked on Reanimator, as well as its sequel, Bride of Reanimator, Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, Halloween 4, and The Curse of Michael Myers, Ghoulies, Demonic Toys. He directed the original Troll movie from '86 that spawned everybody's favorite sequel, Troll 2.
Oh, boy.
As well as
Popcorn.
a few episodes of
Oh
The
my
Land of the Lost.
God.
You guys remember The Land of the Lost from back in the day?
Yeah, he
Watching
did
it
that.
before school. It has like a few episodes, like 3 or 4 or something like that. But yeah, John Carl Bickler seems like maybe the perfect director for a Friday the 13th movie. You're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone, hiring a director that's capable of, providing special effects and having an eye for that. Even though this movie takes a lot of that makeup and had to have it cut away.
Yeah, it's a big through line from this movie. So he's responsible for this version of Jason. The way he looks.
Yeah, the design.
Because he's fantastic. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's the highlight of the movie.
Yeah, it looks cool. He moves cool too. And that's probably due to the actor as well.
Kane
He also
Hodder
directed a film that I hope we get to cover one day. Although we haven't even covered the first Ghoulies. He directed Ghoulies 3, Ghoulies Go to College.
Dude, I can't wait for that panty raid
What
scene,
in
boy.
the hell? Is this a real thing?
Oh, yeah.
Apparently.
Christ almighty. Well, I did have one obscure thing he directed as well that I wanted to cover the series, but we haven't got to the first
Is
one.
it Gingerbread Man 2?
It is Ginger Dead Man 2,
Oh.
Passion of the Crust from 2008.
That sounds fucking incredible.
This is fucking dumb shit.
Oh,
It's
shit.
Ginger Dead Man. I think Gary Busey voices the Ginger Dead Man. So
That is going to be a treat.
that needs to be covered.
Covered
That might be-
we're in
yeah.
like our 60s or something like that. We're running out of fucking material.
The gingerbread
Go to the
franchise.
Ginger Dead. Say Ginger Dead, damn it.
Wait, you
This
don't
is
have
the Ginger
you
Dead
do not
Man.
have fucking facts about the Ginger Dead franchise. Don't
There's
fucking
a,
start.
there's a certain other person
Cody's
in this
watched
film.
a documentary about it.
There's a certain other person in this film who has contributed greatly to the Ginger Dead franchise.
Who's that?
I'll bring it up at a later.
Wow,
time
this is
episode.
bullshit. He actually made notes
Cool.
about this.
Tease.
Did y'all
Tickling
coordinate
that
this?
pickle.
There's no fucking way this is organic.
Hell no, I didn't coordinate that. Every time I get a chance to reference Ginger Dead Man, I'm going to do it.
It's
Passion of the
exactly
Crust, man.
one fucking chance, and you have taken it by the balls.
Passion of the Crust. You can't let that lay there.
So, any more crew members you guys want to talk about? I mean, Manfredini. I don't think he actually did like all the score. Like, I think he recycled a bunch of his music from previous entries, which there's a shit ton of them.
Oh, yeah.
But you guys want to talk about the actual special effects artist, or
I got
Anybody?
one quote from the co-writer named Daryl Hannah. Thought this was kind of funny. Pretty much a summation of where this movie came from. He says, I pitched a few ideas and she shot them all down. I had one more. I said, I noticed at the end of these movies, there's always a teenage girl left to battle Jason by herself. What if that girl had telekinetic powers? Barbara immediately said, Jason versus Carrie, huh? That's an interesting idea.
now when
This
you
is the
say
movie again,
she, you're talking about Barbara Sachs, right?
Barbara, the producer.
Barbara Sachs wanted to make a fucking Oscar-worthy Friday the 13th movie, man. Like,
She wanted to go like the Green Mile with it, like Jason's John Coffey.
apparently she was trying to go the Jaws route, like in terms of like story and all that.
Smile, you
It's-
son of a bitch.
It's definitely, I'm not going to really talk about it very much, but it's definitely worth looking into like the production notes and seeing what kind of hand she had in forming this movie and exactly like what she did to John Carl Buechler's vision.
Carrie, though. That's all it took to sell her on this script.
I think that's why studio executives just have no connection to the audience, because nobody is going to think of this movie as anywhere near Oscar worthy.
It's all with the best of intentions, I guess. At the end of the day, how can we make the most money as opposed to how can we make the most money? That's all that really matters.
All right, so if nothing else, moving forward, a few factoids and production notes here. You guys want to take the wheel?
I only got one big note, which I thought is, it's obviously going to be telling in the future as we dig further into this franchise. But originally, this was the one that was supposed to be Freddy versus Jason. This is when they wanted to do it, but they had some issues with the rights, trying to buy the ability to smash the two boys together.
Yeah, it was trying to like borrow from New Line Cinema. New Line Cinema didn't need fucking Paramount. Paramount
Exactly.
needed New Line Cinema, but
They're
wanted to
yeah, bail us out in a way.
all creative control. They wanted the money. They wanted to
Put
saddle
it in Jason's franchise.
Yeah, they wanted. I think they probably wanted Jason to fucking win. Like it wasn't gonna work. Ugh, fucking gross, man. Put that down. Everybody at home, we just saw like Freddy Krueger's burns and shit on here.
Oh,
Man, that's
rough.
nasty.
It's pretty
It's a
rough.
bruise.
This he's wrapped up in a cast right now. That is fucking gross.
Part of being a man right there, boy.
I just got sick.
Man.
You want to see some special effects?
Look, be thankful this is a audio podcast and not any like visual shit going on.
Yeah,
Let's
because
go
Joey's not wearing a shirt.
Let's go ahead and judge his makeup effects.
Hold on.
I
Now,
bet they could be better.
I was showing off my progress.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah. Shut up, man. Go lift up a coffee mug. Good fucking
So-
luck.
I'm curious with Freddy versus Jason, how that came about, we'll obviously get there in the years to come. But if there was this beef during New Blood, how was that resolved?
I don't know. All I saw was essentially that, like Joey was saying, they were like pretty much, can we borrow that Freddy Krueger dude? And we'll take good care of him. And it should have been the other way around. I think if New Line wanted to make this movie, it would have gotten done. I think Jason was, not Jason, but Paramount folks were just making on the fact that they were the original, like they were the older franchise. So, you should help your big brother out as opposed to bowing down at the altar of King Freddy at this point.
Hootie, anything to add?
I got a couple of things here. What you had brought up earlier, actually. John Carl has discussed the number of edits required by the MPAA to avoid an X rating. The film had to be submitted 9 times before being granted an R rating, and it stands as arguably the most heavily censored entry into the Friday the 13th franchise. And actually...
Oh shit, don't tell me you got an action figure.
The old public library here. Look at that cover.
Oh, the action is cool as fuck.
I like that.
What's that, Betamax?
Yeah, it's Betamax in the public library. From the behind the scenes on that DVD, they show you some of the shots that were cut out, and they look badass. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you find it on YouTube,
it's super grainy, it's super shit quality. However,
grainy,
being able to see the gore and effects how they were meant to be seen, they look phenomenal. They look great. There's like only really one scene that I think was improved by keeping it a little less brutal, a little less gory. In my opinion, the sleeping bag scene, as it was shot.
Oh, that's a good
and executed.
Yeah, I appreciate that one in the movie.
I do too. I like that one. But the rest of them, oh my god.
Were they all kill sequences that we saw, or are they just like...
Well, yeah, every single one that's like cut away. Because every single kill scene's cut away. Every single one. All of them have, like, the brutal aftermath. Like the black guy who gets his head fucking smushed like a orange. You literally get to see his head turn into pulp.
Pulp.
It's great. It's so fucking good.
Yeah. So we didn't miss any kills with the deleted scenes. We just missed the carnage.
Yeah, we missed what makes the Friday the 13th franchise what it is.
The one that I was fascinated by was the trimmer scene with the saw blade attachment. That kill was
when he
impressive.
cut in half. Like, he literally cuts the character in half, and you can't even see the shit.
Yeah, that was very impressive.
In the final cut.
Yeah, I did not catch any of the super kills.
Also here I have one of Kane Hodder's, who plays Jason in this film, fondest memories of New Blood was the film's costume department making his mother a custom Jason's mom's jacket. He says that she would wear it for the next 2 decades, up until her passing.
Buried her in that motherfucker, too.
That's pretty badass.
He buried her at the bottom of a lake wearing that motherfucker.
Chained up at the bottom of a lake, moms.
Just waiting for Carrie to come wake her ass up. Where the hell is Sissy Spacek at?
And then finally, a little pop culture note here. This is the only Friday that has Pepsi product placement. All other installments have Coca-Cola, except for Jason X, which shockingly has neither. Couldn't grab a partnership.
Soft drinks in outer space. There's no carbonation in outer space. What the hell are you talking about?
So I'm going to go ahead and just ramble a few quick notes. This was the most screen time for Jason unmasked in the entire series. Final role for Walt Gurney, also known as Crazy Ralph, before his passing. Although, contrarily, director John Carl Buechler does claim that the narrator at the beginning of the movie to be Stacy Keach Sr., another old gentleman. Don't know who the fuck he is, but...
Name does sound familiar.
And at the time, there's a scene later on in the movie where somebody is set on fire. It set the record for the longest uninterrupted on-screen controlled burn in Hollywood history, clocking in at 40 seconds. And it just so happens that, ironically, the person who was set on fire suffered second and third degree burns on 50% of their body back in the 70s during a stunt mishap. So they went back to being lit on fire.
They're very comfortable.
Ballsy.
Burning flesh.
That's got to be a terrible feeling. They say it's like one of the top 2 or 3 ways to die is fire.
I prefer being in my bed at the age of 80 with a belly full of wine and a girl's mouth around my cock.
I think he said a whore.
Damn it. I was close.
So, do we know who broke the record when the record was broken.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it's been broken. I didn't go that deep.
I can
Then
see
Hollywood record.
I could see it being broken to this point.
Probably that old lady from Final Destination Bloodlines who I shouted out last episode. The oldest person to ever be set on fire on camera.
Good for her.
It's probably her.
If this kills me, then that's how God intended it.
Shit, I'll take it.
I have not watched that yet because you boys know I steer clear of body horror. So
I think Joy said he called it.
Yeah,
it's on my list. I want to rush out to a theater to watch it.
It's decent. It plays into the tropiness and campiness of the rest of the franchise for sure. It's a good return to form, in my opinion.
It's very meta is what I got out of it. Super winky. I don't know if I don't think I followed the franchise past 2 or 3, so I don't know how trite it was with meta commentary at this point. But apparently that's the well to go to now.
When Ali Lauder didn't return, I was done with the franchise.
Yeah. What he said, I'm going to take this erection. I'm going home.
That's it.
Keep your money, Devin Sawa.
Oh, so with all that said, let's go ahead and hop into the main course, shall we?
Hey, where do you think you're going?
I'm going back to bed. You want to come?
Look, Melissa, just stay here with us.
It's not my style.
Don't go out there!
Fuck you. No, fuck you both!
There's a legend around here. A killer buried, but not dead. A curse on Crystal Lake. A death curse. Jason Voorhees curse. They say he died as a boy, but he keeps coming back. Few have seen him and lived. Some have even tried to stop him. No one can. Title card, Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood.
I think you forgot a big part. You forgot a big part of that opening credits.
Oh, fuck. What didn't I say?
I thought I did pretty good. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. I forget these movies start with like 5 minutes of what happened throughout the entire franchise.
Look, not all of them are like that. Most of them have.
What the fuck is going on?
Most of them have
a character. More of this. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Most of them have a character like halfway through the movie that like stops everything completely and just explains the origins of Jason. All right, they're not all like this.
This was a full 5-minute recap. I timed it. I was like 5 minutes in. We have watched every movie up to this point.
Dude,
it was fucking.
You wait
till
the recap for fucking Jason X, boy.
I need that for like more franchises.
First 30 minutes.
The new Saw needs to do that. You know what I'm saying?
So
just in case I want to hop into it.
Movie unto itself.
Like just give me, like previously on. That's what the hell I need. That's exactly what this was.
Dude, I've heard of plot holes, but fucking Saw franchise is gonna be like a fucking plot Grand Canyon. It's like it's gonna be the fucking Mariana Trenches of plot holes.
You ever watch the Man of Recaps on YouTube? He's great. If you ever want to catch up, like my new season of TV's coming out, I'm like, oh shit, what happened last time? He's my guy to go to. He'll go through the whole season before you. He's pretty. He'll show you clips and everything.
Fuck me.
So you kind of follow along everything.
Does he do like Star Trek?
He does all the nerdy stuff.
Does he do
like
Doctor
House
Who?
Of the Dragon. I don't know if he does Doctor Who.
Fuck
he does like
me.
House of the Dragon.
1,000
stuff
episodes
like
of this shit.
And The Boys and stuff like that. He's just good for catching up on pop culture stuff. If you've forgotten what's happened in 4 seasons of that.
I was about to say, so if I do end up watching Final Destination, the new one, I need to watch that guy because I don't remember shit about the other ones.
Check out Man of Recaps. He'll catch you up on whatever you need to catch up on. He's great. But that's exactly what the first 5 minutes of this movie was. I appreciated it. I was like, damn, dude, I felt like I was just traveling through time for 5 minutes. They had to show the wheelchair guy too, man. What the hell was that?
Oh, that's one of my favorite kills in the entire fucking franchise.
It was one of mine too, but I felt terrible.
Poor bastard.
I feel terrible watching
it. Why you feel terrible?
I think they showed it. Because I laugh every time.
Oh, because you got that fucked up bum arm now, and so like now it's like you sympathize.
And he's just bouncing down those fucking stairs. He's bouncing and bouncing and bouncing.
But I think the last recap movie we saw, they showed that same damn clip for like 30
shot
seconds.
So fucking well.
So well.
I was like, why do we keep going back to this guy?
So
he just can't get a break.
How many times,
the wheelchair's just bouncing?
Have you seen a handicapped person get thrown down a flight of stairs? Okay, to his death.
I laugh harder and harder every time.
I was like, damn, we just had to show the wheelchair. As soon as it started, the highlight reel, I was like, they're going to show a wheelchair guy. And sure enough, they cut to him.
It better show that kill at the beginning of Jason X.
They better show that in the damn Crystal Lake TV show. They're going to be the damn wheelchair medical.
I want a shot-for-shot remake of this.
Fuck Psycho. We need more remakes of this one scene from this one shitty.
With dummy doll just going for a ride.
Part 2, Part 3. But yeah, it's interesting. An interesting concept that doesn't really seem to translate to the modern horror franchise movement. Imagine this shit in front of like a Conjuring or something. It'd be weird.
Yeah, it's only been 2 years since part 6. I'm not sure if we really needed a 3 to 5 minute recap. But outside of that, our movie does begin with our young heroine, Tina, as a small child. After witnessing some good old-fashioned domestic violence, drunken domestic violence,
Oh, yeah.
her telekinetic powers emerge, a la Carrie from the Stephen King novel. And she destroys a dock located on a lake, Crystal Lake, causing her father, John, to drown in that very lake. So the movie starts off with her murdering her own father.
Oh, yeah.
Can we just put a pin right here? Why is this lake not been shut down at this point?
Because it's an awesome lake.
There's so much fucking death and destruction, and people just keep
There's so many
coming
better
back.
lakes out there.
Wouldn't
You just use another
the police have fucking drugged the lake to corroborate Tommy's story and innocence
No,
after the
Joey.
events of part 6?
There's
You don't think
no
they would
police
find this
here.
motherfucker strapped to a rock, just floating like
You think Tommy
Godfather
told anybody
2
about this?
style?
They would have locked him up, man, if he would have told them this is what happened. Just bury it and let it be. This is the only place he can live, Joy.
Only
if you let
place.
him out, if you let him out of his environment here, he goes crazy.
You know
What
what?
does he?
He was finally home.
I made a pretty, I think, unique observation that I haven't heard or read
Ooh,
anybody else
Humble brag.
had
Ooh, get the
like
Twitter
tied
fingers
for this
ready.
movie. Do we think this movie's story possibly influenced the story of the movie Split by M. Night Shyamalan? Like with people's traumatic
story of the
experiences creating supernatural abilities within.
All I remember from Split is how jacked that dude was. He was ripped out of his mind.
He was. I'm thinking, doesn't Carrie get her telekinesis from a traumatic childhood?
I think she drinks like a really special soda pop and it just gives her powers.
No, she fucking doesn't.
She drinks
I'm pretty
RC
sure that's
Cola.
Bioshock. That's in Bioshock. I'm pretty sure you're talking about Carrie, because I mean, they referenced Carrie when they came up with the idea for this fucking movie, Joy. You think
No,
that might be where
I'm
it
going
came
to
from?
stick with the New Blood influence in Split as opposed to the fucking the excellent Carrie
15 years
novel
prior,
and
Carrie.
excellent Carrie Sissy Spacek led film.
I mean, I remember her having like a traumatic home life. I don't know if she experienced trauma that created her telekinesis.
Dude,
so
they
that's your
fucked
question.
with her so bad. They poured pig blood on her. She got her period and
So
stuff.
wait.
Her mom
You're
said-
thinking 11 from Stranger Things is based on Tina from
Yes.
Friday the 13th part 6.
100%. 150%.
That's awesome.
Carrie
Not Carrie.
who?
Friday the 13th
Did
part
Carrie
7.
ever take on Freddy the Cougar?
Tina,
Did Freddy ever take on Michael Myers? Fuck no.
are you going to talk about the dad aspect of this film, Joy?
What do you mean?
So apparently, throughout the film, the director wanted the dad to have the same kind of character as the best friend from American Werewolf in London, to where he just pops up as
Oh,
like
shit.
a dead,
Really?
deceased father. Throughout the film, which
He's,
is
what he's
why-
gonna do? Tell her how she fucking murdered him like throughout the whole movie?
Hey, bitch, you suck. No one else will agree with
Apparently.
you.
According to the actor, they shot all the scenes. So like they had it in the can. It just got all cut out, which is why the ending is very confusing that we will get to.
The ending is super abrupt, too.
The
man.
ending is awful.
It's
I
abrupt as
understand.
hell.
Put it that
I'm just
fucking
trying to add some aspect to why it may come off as like, what the fuck is going on?
I did appreciate once Dad runs out to the old dock there, and Tina has rode her little ass out to the middle of this lake where there's obviously the boogeyman right underneath her. The whole like full on animatronic dock that he's on, that shit goes up and down for like 30 seconds, and he's fucking surfing and shit.
Looking like a
I was like,
Universal
damn,
theme
man.
park ride from the 90s.
That shit
right?
looked awesome. Yeah, like Indiana Jones shit. I was like, damn, that looks pretty fucking cool to just hang out on. And the collapse looked pretty good. I'll give him that much.
And we've already met that little girl before, by the way.
Oh yeah, I think we talked about her
What?
in
yeah.
Is she in Stranger Things season 4?
Definitely not. She's a grown ass woman at this point.
What was she in before?
She was in Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Oh
3.
my god.
You remember
She
that
was a
little
little girl.
She was a little girl.
She was a little pain in the ass, wasn't she?
She
Was
was.
a little fucked up doll.
I guess the only other person really to mention in this in this series of scenes is Susan Blue as Miss Shepherd. Did we ever get her first name?
Amanda.
Primarily a voice actor. Worked on things such as Ghostbusters and Transformers TV series from the mid-'80s. Jim, the Smurfs, the Magic School Bus, and she also serves as casting director, as well as a voice director.
I thought it was pretty interesting. She had all that Transformers work in there. It's like a big deal.
I wonder if she still got that fucking
She
mullet.
didn't seem like a voice actress. No offense to her in this movie. Her voice wasn't that outstanding to me, but that haircut was.
Yeah, that thing has a lot of hairspray keeping that thing going. But years later, following the events of her father's tragic passing, teenage Tina comes back to the lake house with her mom and her psychiatrist, Dr. Cruz, who's got some plans for Tina and her circus-like telekinetic ability.
Or does he?
That's
Dr. Chris Cruz. I thought that was kind of a cool name. I like the alliteration there. But he portrayed the deceased title character Bernie in The Weekend at Bernie's, as well as its sequel,
Did
Weekend at Bernie's 2.
Did we ever watch
Terry
that shit growing
Kaiser
up?
is his name. I remember seeing it on TV like while the adults were watching it and being like, "Oh, this is funny. Like it's my bedtime. I got to get the fuck out of here."
Remind me, what's that shit with
I
Tom
didn't get
Hanks? It wasn't big, but it was the one where they're in the neighborhood and there's those like neighbors
The Burbs?
that are the Burbs.
The Burbs.
The Burbs
yeah.
would always come on, and I'd just mentally clock out.
I actually
Yeah.
really like Weekend at Bernie's.
Is it funny? Or is it
Huge
just
fan.
Cheesy
I
80s
was a
shit?
huge. It's that same humor as every '80s movie, like Fletch, all that kind of like
Yeah.
the naked.
I never
gun.
really got those, man.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ! Well, you was watching these gay little fucking movies.
I actually like that kind of. I have like a. I
Watching
like a
Yeah,
soft
Hootie was a
spot.
50-year-old man in 1988.
What the fuck? You got dad slippers on, sitting here laughing
You
at
can-
this shit.
Hey, you could throw an Uncle Buck any time of the day, and I will watch it.
Oh man, Harry and the Hendersons was my favorite shit to put on during the day.
He
I
got
fucking loved
whiskey in his coffee cup.
That's a knee slapper if I've ever seen
it.
one.
Man, don't tell mama the babysitter's dead is my favorite shit ever, dog.
Also a good movie.
He's fucking
80s
me.
comedies are tricky,
Oh,
man.
my
You gotta
goodness.
sort those out.
Look, if it wasn't Bill Murray led, I didn't fucking watch it.
Oh, I was a John Candy kid.
Give me Scrooged.
R.I.P.
Give me Stripes. Anything with Bill Murray.
Stripes is a little bit beyond me.
Nah, I love Stripes.
No one remembers once they
Harold
actually
Ramis, bro.
go to war.
They don't go to war.
The second half of the movie, they're like fighting a battle, aren't they?
Yeah, they're fighting
Stripes?
Yeah. And you only
remember
remember the
the-
boot camp shit, right?
Yeah, that's all I remember.
Remember them
Exactly.
trying to fuck the MPs. That shit was hot.
That's it. That's all you remember.
I can rewatch that now.
I think they're doing a
80s
series.
comedies,
I think they
man.
got a series
They're
coming
tricky.
out. A Stripe series. But yeah, we also
But they come back.
Go ahead.
So they come back to this house. It's the same house we saw from the first scene when she was a kid or whatever. This house is clean as fuck. But Dad's room is so fucking dusty.
Dude, it's dusty.
Disgusting.
There's fucking shit everywhere. There's his stupid picture on the wall of him wearing a Thomas the Tank Engine conductor looking hat.
Stupid bitch.
Yeah.
This dude was a big he was a big train enthusiast.
Yeah, I think I can. But I understand, like, when people have, like, these traumatic events, they, like, want to preserve somebody's room, like, that's the way he left it or whatever, you know? You still go in there and, like, sweep and, like, dust and vacuum shit, right? Because this looks like a fucking tomb, like a grave site.
I feel like it's one of those things. It's such a traumatic experience. It's like I think this is a vacation house, so they really.
She
don't
could
give a
even
shit.
use her damn telekinesis to clean up the house.
She hasn't harnessed the
Alex
power
Mack.
yet, Chris.
Remember the Alex Mack?
You said like
clean up her
Alex
room and
fucking
shit?
back. Well, like Sabrina the Teenage Witch, she just wrinkles her
Yeah,
fucking
you remember she used
nose
to
and some shit.
clean up
that's
her
like-
room and shit on Nickelodeon. I used to love that show.
I will say for me, to go back to the Weekend at Bernie's question, it's very just weird for me to see this man deliver dialogue. Because he obviously doesn't talk in a Weekend at Bernie's. He's
That's the
dead.
thing. He wears shades and shit too. Can you really even tell it's him in Weekend at Bernie's?
Yeah, it was very jarring to see this man walking around, talking, being alive.
Being the best actor in the
Being a
movie,
little-
actually.
Being a little
that
fucking
as well,
snake.
yes.
But yeah, a couple
then,
more people to talk about.
Tino.
Yeah, go
We
ahead.
got Tina here
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah. She's her name is Lar Park Lincoln.
Ain't no way that's a real fucking name. That's got to be a
Large
pseudonym
makes
or some
me-
shit.
All I could think of is Lincoln Park. Shout out. One of my favorite bands of all time.
Lincoln, my skin.
How can you not see that when you see that name? Lar Park Lincoln.
How are they doing with
she
that
was a
new
19
singer?
She's not terrible.
They've
It's
been
hard
getting
for me
fucking ridiculed, I think. Like at
Dude, I
shows and
can't.
stuff.
I can't do it. I can't listen to it just for breaks my heart. But I don't think she sounds bad, honestly. She's just not Chester. But yeah, this chick was in the 1987 film House to the Second Story. I don't know if you guys know anything about the House franchise. I've just seen the posters. I have no idea what any of them are about.
I've heard
I've
it
seen the
like
first.
considered like good horror.
Agreed, but no idea what they're.
I'm getting the feeling I've watched all like the weird 80s movies that were made for like old men, apparently.
I think you were hanging out with people way older than you in the 80s.
Well, you know.
I saw all the good 70s shit because the adults I knew grew up in the 70s, and then all the shit that came out in the 90s. The 80s is just a big gap for me.
I feel like for you, it was probably just the benefit of having like an older brother.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably what
yeah,
that comes
I remember
from.
him having Son-in-Law, the Pauly Shore movie on VHS.
Oh, God.
I watched this
You
shit.
still got it.
Tiffany
You said
Amber
spank that
Thiessen was
motherfucker.
smoking in
God, Jesus, she was hot. I wanted to suck on her
Son-in-law, I
panties.
thought it was, who was the main chick in that?
No, Tiffany Amber Thiessen was like, she was the one that was.
She was like the trashy girl
she
trying to
was the
steal
slut.
The main girl is
Slut.
the, she's in a lot of stuff.
Gina
There you go. Gina something.
Gina
Carano, is that her name?
No, Gina Carano. That's a fucking
Like
MFC fighter. Or UFC fighter.
Carla Gugino.
You're just saying different
She was in
sauces.
The Haunting of Hill House.
You're different. You're
That's
just
woman.
saying.
She's in so many good things. She's
You're
very
just
attractive.
saying
I'm
different Italian sauces is like the last
Carla
name.
Gugino.
I got Mr.
Carla-
Cagino.
Played The Rock's wife multiple times.
Her name is Carla Gugino. Gugino.
Yeah, man.
It's
Whatever you
exactly
say.
who it is, motherfucker. I just Googled it.
Next is going to be fucking
She's 5'5",
Terry
53 years old.
Marinara or something.
Carla Gugino. She's great. She
It's
was in
scary.
Gerald's Game, too. That was great.
Well, if you two can stop arguing over the woman's name for a second, we sadly lost Laura Park Lincoln in 2025.
Oh, shit.
Damn, recently.
Because it's always my notes. to
Jason
talk
finally
about
get
dead
her?
People.
Well, Hootie's buried a few people prematurely here,
No,
Joe. You might want to fact check
No.
him.
don't
Definitely
do that.
R.I.P. Very sad. She passed away of breast cancer.
Damn, why you got to make it sad, bro?
Well, I'm
How old
letting the
was
people
she?
know. In case y'all wanted to
Was she
shit on her,
50s,
maybe show them a
60s
little
maybe?
less now.
She was
I'm not gonna shit on
20.
her.
She was
Her name was just hard to say.
26, 27 when this movie was made. So she was born in like what
Now
62.
we're doing math.
That would make her like close to 70.
60, 63-ish.
She was apparently really big on the horror convention circuit, just kind of following around.
Yeah, of course she was.
Like
She didn't have any career
panels.
after this.
Of course
I mean,
she was.
still-
She was fucking Carrie versus
I
Jason.
have a big fucking blank spot. I have a question mark here for like what she's been in.
I just like, well, she was
House
in
to
48
read.
episodes of Knots Landing.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
Boom.
The hell is that?
That's a boat
It's
movie.
a TV show. Boat show.
Yeah, boat show. It's about
About
boats.
knots.
Boats and hoes. I
Landing
like it.
over them.
About how many knots you can tie with on
Hey.
before landing on the plane. I don't fucking know. We're also introduced to her love interest throughout the movie, a guy by the name of Nick, but the real life actor, Kevin Spertos, who's had a part in The Hills Have Eyes Part 2. We haven't got there quite yet, but we'll get there.
The first one or the remake?
What the fuck?
Didn't the remake get a part 2?
Oh, it did. Yeah, definitely
Maybe,
got
but
it.
I'm assuming it's the original.
I've
Okay.
heard that the original part 2 was one of the worst movies ever made.
Oh, shit. Was Wes attached to it?
I think he might have directed it, even though I love West to death.
Jesus, Wes.
West to death. I like that. So, the reason they're back at the house is the psychiatrist, Dr. Cruz, is trying to reawaken the powers that Tina has displayed in the past and to try to give her a little bit of closure in this self-imposed guilt that she feels. But while thinking about her father's death at the very same dock that she destroyed earlier in the movie, her powers unwittingly awaken something else. The chained mass murderer from the bottom of the lake, Jason Voorhees, who's still in the fucking lake.
Jason. I like how he wakes up like it's a damn alarm clock going off when he's underwater.
You know what surprised me more than anything?
shit.
He knows how to
Gotta smack it.
he knows how to fucking swim.
That's a good point.
I guess he's had a lot of practice.
A lot of practice. Normally he just walks along the bottom like he's got cement
I was like,
fucking
did we
shoes.
just walk underwater before?
I've never seen him
if-
swim.
Well, logically, if he as a boy dived out of the water, to pull Alice underneath. He had to have swam to the surface.
I think he
I
just
were
like
a
his
boy.
legs was so strong.
You think he just
fucking
floated?
kicked up from the bottom in a like a super strength
He dolphin
thing.
kicked from the
Well,
bottom.
didn't he-
Michael
didn't he-
Phelps, his ass up to the
Didn't he
top.
die by drowning? So how the fuck did he learn how to swim?
I don't know how he learned it. I guess the same way Michael Myers learned how to fucking drive.
I got to take a point.
Reckon someone around here gave him lessons.
Yeah, somebody out here giving Jason Voorhees swimming lessons.
He probably overheard like over the years.
Overheard how to fucking
on the
swim.
surface.
You gonna overhear
On the
how to
surface.
write or some shit?
On the surface, you could hear it.
Had
He's
a
like, oh shit,
spell.
okay, so okay.
Yeah, I
Waving
heard-
with his feet. Okay.
Take your
I heard somebody
Yeah.
talking about how to make creme brulee, and I can make this shit the next day.
You see Jason's just a crusty ass, just looking up. And there's Tommy's little feet, like 3 feet above him,
Gotta
learning
kick-
how to swim with his dad.
Oh damn! Is that all you gotta do?
legs.
Just kick your feet?
Okay.
Do it, little Jimmy, do it.
I
Thanks,
kick
Jason's just
Tommy.
fucking sitting there waiting, just waiting.
But
I
yeah,
thought he kind of looked like shit underwater though.
His head looked too.
It looked weird. He
Bulgy.
looks great when he comes out of the water. It's probably the best looking Jason we have out of the water.
maybe it's just like
But
a trick of
underwater,
the camera or something.
He looks like a waterlogged.
It looks latexy as hell. It just doesn't look good. You would say it looks waterlogged. It looks like a fucking raisin.
And for some reason, this has become a very popular action figure. Like everybody has the Jason chained under the water action figure, like in their fish tanks and their homes. Just
Yeah.
Dude,
Hey,
speaking
boy,
of
it's
speaking of raisin, we went to the aquarium down in NOLA, NOLA, what we call it. People have been down there and hang out.
Nola.
But I had my hand in this fucking stingray tank for so long. It looked like a bunch of raisins, like my hand.
It looked
That
like
was
Jason
so fun.
Voorhees'
I was in there next to a
forehead.
bunch of like 7 and 8 year olds, and I got my arm stuck down so far in this fucking tank.
Were you elbowing children out of the way?
It was so fun.
What if imagine you look down in that tank and there was a little Jason action figure fucking with his
Fuck
foot
me.
roping him down to the bottom? That would have been sick, dude.
That would have been dope, right? Oh, that'd be
Would've been
so
sick.
fucking cool to have an aquarium at home and have that in there.
That's
It's
what the hell
very
he was
popular.
talking about.
It's very
a
popular,
thing.
yeah. You can buy that toy.
That's
Joey said, I'm going to
fucking
invest in
cool.
fish just to get this fucking Jason action figure.
Just have like a really big koi pond and have a life size dummy just down there suspended.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be sick.
That'd
You can
be-
get a little
it'd be kinda
Tina, you
creepy.
put her on a boat on top.
So is this the first? So when he comes out of the water, he's clearly dead, beyond dead. Is this the
Yeah, he's
first
deteriorating, right?
indication that Jason is in fact a deadite?
Ugh, why do you
He's
do
pretty
that?
zombified here.
Well, I'm an Evil
Why
Dead
you
fan.
don't
Right,
connect
this guy.
those two franchises.
I got to bring it up, man. I got to bring it up. The Necronomicon is
It
in.
doesn't
goes
happen
to hell.
until Joe goes to hell.
It's coming.
Okay, all right. I'm just questioning.
What are you trying to say? Jason X has something to do with Leprechaun in space?
I hope so. God, I hope so.
We haven't got to the origins of Leprechaun in space yet. We talked about this.
I hope we have the same Star Fox graphics for Jason X.
Oh, fuck.
Speaking
that
of
PlayStation 1
Jason,
out.
over and over again, this is the first portrayal of Jason by Kane Hodder. He's probably best known aside from being the guy who played Jason the most. He literally plays him the next 5 movies.
Yeah,
Something
he
like that.
has 4 appearances. He's the only actor to reprise the role.
He's probably
pretty cool.
best known as an actor anyway for his work as Victor Crowley in the Hatchet franchise. I think that's a Hootie standby
The
right
blind spot for my guy.
there. Me too.
I actually really enjoy. About all of them are good, to be honest with you. And they're based in where Joey just went to in Nolans.
Nolan.
Nola. Are they campy or are they Terrifier?
They are, I'd say somewhere in the middle. They're not Terrifier, but there's a lot of good body horror. Like Tony Todd's in them. It's like getting the boys back together. Let's make a decent horror film.
It's like the Expendables, but the horror
Yeah.
community.
There
Okay,
you go.
gotcha. Is David Arquette in those?
I don't believe so. I don't remember
The
him. being in
Hitcher. Is it Hitcher? I always mix
The
those two
Hitcher,
titles up.
yeah. We have a Thomas Jane reference, Chris, thanks to you.
Ugh,
Oh, fuck.
I
It's
just shit
big.
myself.
Sorry, Joey.
But
A bingo card. That's a bingo.
I only got a few more times I can hear Thomas Jane, and I'm gonna get off this fucking show.
We're gonna burn these fucking bingo cards, man. We hit one. Sorry.
But yeah, Kane Hodder, known primarily as a stunt guy though, like did a lot of stunt work throughout the years.
Go ahead.
Actually, a
Go ahead,
really
say it.
good guy. He, like I said, he suffered those burns. Well, I alluded to it happening to somebody. He's the one that suffered the burns across his body, and he gives back by volunteering at like burn units and working with kids and stuff. Very cool. The guy's like a gentle giant type. Really nice guy.
He does seem.
But his ass, hold on, he got burnt, and he has to donate his fucking time to people? How is that fucking fair?
Well, no, he does it willingly. That's what makes it so kind and generous.
That's my point. We should be like donating shit to him.
First of all,
but
motherfucker
he's,
living off Jason Voorhees residuals for the rest of his goddamn life.
The
He's got
Voorhees.
plenty of free time.
boys, baby.
Plenty of free time to be out there doing that shit. All right.
I'm not sure that he does. He doesn't have. My point is, I don't feel like I don't know why he would even feel obligated other than just empathy, I
Well,
guess.
I don't think he does it out of obligation. He does it out of like being in
He knows what it feels like.
a privileged place in his life, and he actively just gives back his time.
I just don't foresee me donating time to people in rough elbow casts right now because once I'm done with it, I never want to think about it again. You know, I feel like if I were him, I'd be like, I never want to think about walking into a burn unit ever again.
Yeah, but you think about like
He's
kids
a better person
having to
than I am.
suffer the same thing and being like at the lowest points of their life, and it might not get any better.
Yeah, it's horrible.
So
To whip out your bingo card one more time. Joe left.
Thomas Jane got burned on his dick one time.
Well, he might have. I don't have
big
that.
ass dick got burnt.
I don't
one
have
time.
that note, but he
Got
could
a
have.
dick stuck in the oven.
Joey got his hand burned in him.
Yeah, look at
he
this.
did.
It's
He
healed
did.
up pretty good now, though.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger wound. Kane Hodder was also in Pumpkinhead 2,
Blood Wings?
Blood Wing.
Blood Wings?
He's in Blood Wings?
Like you said,
Oh,
Blood Wings with a question
fuck.
mark, like you didn't know it was Blood Wings. You know it's
Blood
Blood Wings.
Wangs? Isn't that wings? It's wangs. Blood Wangs?
Cannot wait.
Spicy boys, Blood Wangs.
Blood Wine.
Also, I had a note about was renting a cabin at a lake a thing in the 80s? Because it's just there's always kids renting cabins at lakes in these films.
I feel like it's a product of like modern Airbnb culture. I get it, but I don't know of anybody, at least not in my upbringing, who were like, "Oh yeah, my family's going to a lake cabin for the weekend." If it's not something they already owned, you know.
Well, I feel like if we were close to a lake that was worthy of doing that, I feel like it would be a common thing.
Maybe it's like a more of a Midwest thing. We're
Yeah, we go to the
coastal
beach here.
elites.
It's different.
Yeah, where we gonna go?
Yeah, that's
Fucking
true.
Blues Lake, where Duke Power dumps a bunch of its fucking waste.
All the ash coals, yeah.
Swimming around.
Yeah, we just go to the beach here. I guess if you lived like in Missouri or
Oh
something.
yeah, I
you'd
love
go to,
fishing for
Or the Ozarks. Yeah.
I love fishing for catfish that have fucking tumors on their heads. Yeah, I find it's so fun.
What's free protein you get out of that big ass head?
Damn, this is a big catfish. Oh, it's got 3 of them that are fucking growing off of each other. Great.
Look at the whiskers on that sumbitch.
How's this catfish got a human dick? How does that fucking work?
Damn, pretty big though.
Pretty bad. Damn, it's about as big as Thomas James.
If only.
And yeah, it wouldn't be a Friday the 13th movie without a supporting cast of expendable, forgettable characters. And this group, including Michael, Nick, Russell, Sandra, and others, gathered next door, with Nick becoming the love interest to Tina, despite bitchy Melissa's jealousy. Michael, for future reference, isn't actually at the cabin next door. He's on his way to the cabin next door, but we'll go over that pretty soon.
The birthday boy.
Birthday boy.
Are we talking about Michael? William Butler?
We will in a
Yeah,
moment.
tell
We
me.
will in a moment. He hasn't really
Okay.
been
Anybody-
introduced.
You're telling me some of these people have careers?
Oh boy. Oh, boy, Michael
Yeah,
the Bigger.
I don't have a lot on these guys, but once we get there, we can get there and take care of it.
I will say, like, you were talking about, like, this is obviously, like, the menu. This is the buffet for Jason, right?
The
This is
cannon
probably the
fodder.
Yeah, this is one of the first times I can remember feeling like that's literally all these people are.
It's terrible. It's bad.
Like, the way they're set up here is, like, they're not given anything else to do but die.
It was the same way with part 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's why I didn't like 2 as well. It felt too...
Like, Jenny was great. Loved Jenny. Like, she's one of the best final girls. But in terms of her supporting cast, it was non-existent, really.
I don't remember anybody else except for her in that movie.
Yeah. So one of the first time I felt this way in a while for one of these Friday the movies. I think the last one did a great job of giving us some attachment. I think they just overdid it with the amount of characters here.
You know, they say higher character count, higher kill list. But I don't really feel like there's any reason to talk much about the cast or the characters at this point. So let's move on to what everybody's here for, and that's the start of the mayhem. So on their way to the cabin, Michael and Jane happen to run into a little bit of car trouble and run into the main man himself, Jason Voorhees. They meet their demise, followed by a couple of campers in the woods by the name of Dan and Judy. Now, I don't know if those two were headed to the party or not, but they headed somewhere to an early grave.
There's so much,
that's for sure.
just random death for no reason.
Yeah.
So Jason wakes up. He arises out of the lake. He walks out of it, right?
Fucking arises like he's Jesus on the fucking Sunday.
He walks out of the lake. This is where all the people are right here, like within 100 feet of him.
It's looking at him.
He walks to the furthest motherfuckers away, like miles away first, and then works his way back in.
You know, just warm up before you go in the house, man.
It's like his radius is just like, all right, I gotta go fucking.
Look, you don't start
the perimeter
you don't
first.
fucking start the Super Bowl without taking a few practice throws. You
I'm
think
sorry.
T
Seriously,
Brady
obviously-
wasn't throwing the ball a little bit before he went
We
out
don't know
there?
his motivations. He's Jason Voorhees, but I'm just curious, like, what his hunting pattern is.
Well, here's the thing. He's lost all sight of what his motivations are as a killer. Like, it was like killing camp counselors and
It was
for
vengeance,
vengeance
right,
against, those that killed his mom. That's been out the window for a long fucking time.
So is it like they're dancing on his grave now? Is that how he's taking it?
I think he's just taking it like he's
he's
jealous
coming
that his
back to
dick don't
haunt
work
them?
no more. It's
I
always
think
somebody doing
just
some
straight
fucking
murder.
It's always somebody
Just
doing
straight
some
murder
fucking.
and fucking.
I always took it as this is all that he knows. He knows nothing else in his life other than coping.
So he's got some kind of like crabs in his brain for being underwater for so long that he can't fucking think.
I mean, was it going to be a
He's-
damn mechanic?
He's pure reptile brain now. He doesn't eat him or anything though, so he doesn't need food.
No, all he's jacked. He's jacked like no other, though he eats nothing.
Getting some kind of protein. What drives a motherfucker like this? I guess is the question at the end of the day. I don't think he enjoys it. He never smiles.
I don't think he can smile.
This is true. But yeah, I thought it was interesting that his hunting pattern is like, all right, let me go to who's on the edge of my circle and then work my way back in.
And here is where we met Michael, correct?
Yes, sir.
I went deep on this man. Deep. Michael, played by William Butler, was an actor in the Night of the Living Dead remake directed by Tom Savini, which I thoroughly enjoy, with Tony Todd as well.
You talk about this movie all the fucking time.
I'm sorry. One day we're going to cover it. And ghoulies, too. A lot of ghoulies in this episode. However, the icing on this cake is this man wrote and directed the entire Keep It Together Baby Oopsie franchise, 1 through 3.
The fuck is
I
that?
can't even
Fucking
fucking.
Netflix
I can't even
series?
comment because it's like it's a nonsensical shit.
It got 2 sequels called Baby Oopsie.
Is
Also
it like some
directed
porn, fetish
Furnace.
porn or something.
Also directed Furnace with Ja Rule. And directed, I think he created the Ginger Dead Man franchise, but he only directed the 3rd installment.
You imagine this motherfucker
Yes.
going to his local library asking for Baby Oopsie trilogy.
You imagine Ja Rule being on fucking set with this guy, being like, "What have you shot?"
Oh, this that Baby Oopsie motherfucker.
That's
Baby Oopsie,
got me.
That's the most fascinating thing I've ever read in a while.
I didn't even bother clicking on this guy's Wikipedia. Jesus Christ.
Ja
Curveballs
Rule
out the ass.
is 1 degree separation from fucking Ginger Dead Man.
From Baby Oopsie,
Baby
motherfucker. What
Oopsie.
you did.
Oh, you the Baby Oopsie motherfucker. All right, now.
So you're telling me Gary Busey and Ja Rule could have just like casually bumped into each other at some point? in the
Casually.
studio?
You know what would have been casual, that conversation.
Jesus Christ. Where are we at? I don't know what
We're talking about
about.
the death of Michael and his girlfriend Jane, as well as that of Dan and
Birthday boy Mike is
Judy.
dead.
Birthday boy Mike. It kind of it begins like the very first kill with Jane, like it being tampered with by the MPAA. Like you can't even tell where the fuck Jason stabs her in this opening scene until like we see the aftermath, and it only just like continues from there. It really does like
Yeah, it's very
fuck
spotty
up the
here.
tone of the movie.
I think of this first little batch, the sleeping bag I remember is one of the few, as I'm watching it, I'm like, I've definitely seen this kill before. Like this was my only memory of any substance from this movie. If I've seen it before, it was the sleeping bag kill. Because it's a really cool one.
It's
and
so
the way they pull it off
fucking
makes
cool,
it look
man.
like the bag squirming when he's pulling it out of the
Mhm.
tent. all that just looks great. The other three, aside from that one, are just kind of meh for me.
Like, all right, Jason is like stalking Dan in the woods, who's trying to gather sticks and lumber. He's trying to gather like wood for a fire using a fucking machete. I don't know how that works. I don't know what he's trying to chop down with a fucking machete. But he just like punches a hole in Dan's back and like breaks his neck. Steals his machete, takes the machete back to the tent that Judy has now stripped down, butt ass naked inside, and cuts open the fucking tent. You think he's gonna take the machete to this bitch's ass? Nope. He fucking seals her up in the sleeping bag, pulls her out to the fucking woods, slams her against the tree one time, collapses her face and her skull, and fucking kills her. One blow.
Yeah.
So brutal. Ugh.
Impressive. So does he kill somebody, every single person with a different instrument in this movie?
No.
I got to a point where like 6 kills in. I'm like, I think he's intentionally like changing weapons. He's pressing like Y every time he walks up to somebody.
He uses the same spike that he kills Jane with to kill Michael.
The spike. Repeat it.
That's the only thing he reuses.
I think that might actually be, yeah.
If you think about it after this, it's literally like he picks up, like Call of Duty, he's just switching weapons between every kill.
And that son bitch kept hitting square, flying through windows.
Action button, go.
So apparently, the sleeping bag scene is Kane Hodder's favorite kill as his time as being Jason.
Well, it's like, despite being so like reserved, it's like one of the most brutal and memorable killings in the entire series.
Which is wild because, like you said, there's no puncture or anything you would associate with a Jason big kill sequence.
I think it goes
literally just brute strength.
I think it goes back to like also having like a childhood urge, like when somebody's in a sleeping bag, to like fucking zip that bitch up all the way around somebody's head.
Sling them.
Now, I don't know about picking them up and slinging them.
Fucking thing to go to.
I've had
it's
that.
Like throwing a bunch of kittens in a bag and throwing them off a bridge.
I was younger. Like, we had a sleeping bag.
Enjoying a sleeping bag. Shit.
I'd be wanting to like tie that, just zip it all the way up, just see what happens.
Joyce, you put the soap in a rag and you wind it up, and everybody comes up and beats the hell out of him with it.
So, and apparently, there was a stunt woman inside the bag when he's dragging it. And then when he actually throws it against the tree, there is a 90-pound dummy inside of the bag.
Yeah, it looked great. This is the highlight for me.
Yeah. The original, well, that's the thing. The original was actually him slamming it against the tree multiple times. I think they said like a total of 6 times with some slow-mo cuts in between. And it was just like, all right, you remember how it showed her body after he slammed her against the tree, right? With that like crack down her face and the blood splatter.
The honeydew head.
You imagine slamming her against the tree 6 times, what would be left of the body? Like it would be fucking mush. So that I think it worked out for the better with the more reserved take. But aside from that, Michael and Jane, pretty forgettable deaths. They just get hit with a spike. Jane through the throat, Michael through his back while he runs away in fear. What a pussy.
Michael's off to make baby oopsie.
Yeah, he's off to make the oopsie.
Oopsie. He shit his pants in this moment. That's where the name of the Baby Oopsie franchise came from.
So, after Jason delivers these fatal kills, he moves on to what he's known best for, slaughtering a bunch of teens that, you know, kind of are there to be disposed of. So he kills off Russell, this guy who's kind of like a preppy sort of dude. The axe to the face, while his girlfriend is trying to skinny dip, who is eventually drowned. Maddie, this girl who is a like nerdy yet horny type, kills her with a sickle as she scampers through the woods and tries to hide in a shed, which is like a fucking buffet for Jason when it comes to like choosing killing implements. Ben and his girlfriend Kate, they both get it while trying to fug in a van. Ben, skull crushed like a tomato. Kate, she gets a party horn to the eye, which is fucking funny because as soon as he shoves it in her eye, it makes that horn noise.
Yeah.
So good. David, your resident stoner, who is stabbed and decapitated. Eddie, like this is like the sci-fi guy, has his head almost decapitated by an axe. And finally, Robin, who was thrown from a window.
Yeah, A lot of kills there. And it's,
A lot of kills.
The way it comes out, it's like you're just listing kills, but this is literally how this movie plays
Yes.
out. It's just one after the
It is
other.
almost
for
like the
about
movie lists the kills and doesn't really
45
execute
minutes.
them very well.
All the while, you got Tina like going ape shit next door because she's claiming that she knows Jason's here and he's doing all this and nobody believes her. That's literally the only other thing that's happening in this whole movie.
She's trying to harness her skills.
She's practicing. Thanks to Dr. Chris. Weekend at Bernie's, motherfucker. But I did appreciate Maddie going like she's all that upstairs after the old girl was talking about. I don't think he's, you could use a little bit of a, what did she call it? Not a glow up, but something like that.
She didn't say she didn't say makeover. She said some other shit. Like, I think
You could use a touch up, she said.
Touch up? Like a car or something?
Yeah. She's upstairs like putting on the lipstick. Touch up this. I'm going to go fuck that guy. And then just goes down there to die. That's literally like the only character moment of any of these characters in this whole movie.
I got confused because she walked outside to find the dude. Why not just look for him in the house?
She was trying to steal him from the man. And the one dude, I forget, the one who slept with Robin, kind of the douchey guy. David, yeah. The guy who came downstairs to the fridge.
Looking for a sandwich.
I love,
just like
I love the
Halloween.
I love when he gets downstairs. We get the lightning flash, and there's Jason just standing in the corner in the dark.
It's so well shot. That was really a great scene, actually.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to be there.
on the DVD commentary, which was weird in itself, the director and Kane Hanna talk about that scene as if not a lot of people realized Jason was in the corner. I thought it was pretty easy to see him there. I didn't know it was a big scene.
Well, it's pretty easy
frame.
to see on a DVD quality, Blu-ray quality.
And 4K,
but I think if you're like a theater or some shit, it might be kind of hard to see.
I
A bit
can see
more
that.
grainy.
Standard def.
I was like,
SD.
oh, Jason's here. But yeah, like I said, it's literally like a domino sequence here. No one has a moment to express anything other than, I'm young, I like to fuck. That's about it.
Have you guys ever heard about this movie being referred to as Friday the 13th?
No, is this like the Freddy y'all claimed that was super gay that I like so much, Freddy Part 2?
The actors who played Nick, Ben, Eddie, Michael, as well as Tina's mom were all gay.
Oh yeah, I did get a gay. Now that I think about it, there's a moment.
What?
There is a moment where he's talking to his girlfriend and she's mad at him. She's like, well, why are you mad at him? She's like, because he was hanging out with what's his name?
Oh, you're talking about Ben and Michael.
Yeah. That was a
No.
throwaway line.
You were
I
talking
forgot
about
that.
Ben and the guy with the shit around his neck. Russell.
Yeah. She was mad that they were hanging out or something. That's why she was being so bitchy to him. But there was implication, like he looked at him like, she's mad that we're hanging out, Russ. You know.
You know what's going on there. Like,
You boys doing more than tending sheep up in the hills over there.
We had a good thing going and you went and ruined it. We could have been fucking in the sheep pasture. You did this to me. I wouldn't like this before I met you and I fell in love. God, I love Brokeback Mountain. Such a good movie.
Great, fantastic movie.
God, Anne Hathaway's tits in that movie. Oof.
for
Goodness
the
gracious.
naked swim
Jake Gyllenhaal's
scene.
butt in that movie.
For the naked
Something for
swim
everybody.
scene where where Jason goes into the water, I guess he's swimming again, showing off his skills. And he's stabbing the lady, and you get the crotch shot.
The
Apparently,
taint.
that
All up in the
was
butthole.
that was a diving instructor. That was not the actor.
That was the diving instructor's butthole?
Yes, that was the diving instructor's.
The first
Cavity
time, it's the first time we've seen a taint in a Friday the 13th movie.
We got really close to it too, man.
And apparently, they filmed this in like the dead of winter, and the water was just frigid. So, kudos to both those actors.
Cool little
and all.
Jaws homage. What would we call it? Ripoff. I'll call it homage because I like this movie. You guys can call it a ripoff because you don't.
And I don't remember what they did with the score there, but yeah, it's definitely an homage.
And one more note I have about these random folks is Robin, for one, looks like Missy Hyatt from WCW.
She's
And
very attractive.
Secondly, was in a few, for your knowledge, Joy, was in a few softcore features,
Wait, who
including Robin.
Including Baby Oopsie 4.
Baby oopsie, as in I just oopsie come
Oops,
inside
I did it again.
Oops, I come to my pants.
She was in the classic The Exotic House of Wax and Legacy of Lust.
Was that like a horror softcore porn parody?
I believe she parlayed this feature into a couple of those. type
Parlay.
films, yeah.
I'll take that. I don't know how I feel about wax figure porn.
Well, If you like Robin, you can find out.
Well, take a swing. YouTubing it up.
Probably my favorite quote in the movie so far. Eventually, Melissa tries to make Nick jealous because she wants to fuck Nick, but Nick ain't having any of it because he's trying to, they say, like, girl with, like, mental issues give the best head. So he's trying to get up with Tina. But yeah, so she tries to seduce Eddie, but she can't get hot for Eddie because Eddie's a fucking like sci-fi nerd. So she kind of kicks him out of bed. My man says, "I'm gonna go take a hot shower. I got a date with a soap on a rope." Does that mean he's gonna fuck the rope or the soap? What is he talking about?
I remember hearing that joke in like other '80s movies as a kid, not knowing what the hell they were talking about.
He's talking about wrapping that rope around his neck and then fucking the soap. Like he's trying to choke himself while he's fucking soap.
Maybe that's it. I always thought they like cut a hole.
He's trying to David Carradine this shit.
Why do you need the rope? I guess so it doesn't slip off.
That autoerotic asphyxiation, baby.
Maybe it's beyond me. Hootie's the '80s comic nerd. Ask him.
Like Fletch joke there.
Soap on a rope.
What is fucking? I was going to say him Dana Carvey. Not Dana Carvey. What the fuck's that dude's name? Chevy Chase. Yeah, he's over here fucking jerking off with soap.
And during all these kills, Tina finds a very cool piece of artifact with Dr. Cruz's journal.
Oh, she's rummaging through his desk.
Yeah, I'm kind of glossing over that the whole Dr. Cruz trying to exploit Tina thing.
Oh, it's
which
fine.
is supposed to be the
huge.
A plot.
It's a huge plot point for the movie.
It's the whole point of the movie, I think. But it's just so many kills here that it gets buried. It's just kill. What were you saying, Hootie? They found some a cool artifact in there.
It's just that journal, that book. I wish they could have just opened the damn thing because it was just so many like little newspaper clippings. And once again, people keep coming back to this lake, knowing what happened here. Dr. Cruz knows what's happened here.
Place is haunted. So what was Cruz's motivations? He was trying to trigger her powers.
He's trying to get rich, baby.
He's trying to turn into like a circus actor or what?
Hell no. Trying to get that case study. Trying to get that big money. The
He's
grant. Trying to get a grant.
To a traveling carnival show with a serial killer.
I thought it was like the Wizard of Oz or some shit.
Nah, he's trying to get world famous, big boy.
Come see the magical lady with the freakish ghoulish monster chasing her everywhere.
So you guys remember when Eddie is like being depressed and he's downstairs just opening Michael's presents?
Yeah.
He opens that one that's a personal penis enlarger, and it's the fucking magnifying glass.
Personal penis enlarger.
There's another thing he unwraps while he's down there and is inspecting it just before he gets killed. It's a titty mug, like a coffee mug in the shape of a titty.
I really couldn't make out what that was.
Let me show you guys something.
How about that?
You have the fucking thing?
I have a titty mug.
Is that the mug?
Is that the same one?
It's a Latina titty mug. The one in the movie's a white titty mug. Mine's a Latina titty mug.
Do you drink out of the nipple?
You drink
You
out
put
of the
your mouth
nipple
on the
right
nipple?
there in a little circle.
No, you don't.
Yeah. I don't know if
There's
you've
a hole.
fucking seen it.
That thing looks hand carved.
Yeah.
Did you get that in New Orleans?
No, I got that at the flea market in Thomasville.
What a perfect flea market item.
I'd be fucking drinking.
Look at that nipple, man. Look
got
at the areola on that
lady
bad
right
one.
here.
When I
There's
think
a
flea
pussy
markets,
hole.
I
I'll show
think
you.
titty mug.
Who do you think's Congo action figures? George thinking about titty mug.
Fucking.
I still can't find the main white dude.
Have you used it?
Oh fuck yeah! I drink coffee out of that shit all the time.
No, you do not.
I do.
Right from the
I'd be
tip.
putting.
I want to fucking.
I drink. Like, every time I finish my cereal, I just put my milk in there.
You record yourself?
I just jerk off.
What's weird is that the
Jerk
nipple
off on
hole is so
sugar.
small, it's like a little stream coming out.
Shit ain't really that small. Big enough for me.
Damn. Can you adjust the flow if you suck
Oh,
harder?
you can just flow with your finger.
What if you overfill it, man? You're not ready for all the coffee that's coming out.
Well, that's the thing. It's shaped in such a way that you had a
Such
lot.
a way.
It would be a lot of fucking coffee. This thing is big.
So you got to tilt it back to get it to pour. I got you.
Mhm. You gotta do it
What's them big ass things people have? Bubba jugs or whatever. That's a titty
Oh yeah, there's
titty jug right there.
Titty jug. Big titty jugs. We got to start a company.
All right, so the mass murder continues. You got everybody getting axed left and right. Bing, bang, boom. Eventually, Jason runs into Dr. Cruz and Amanda. Tina's mom strolling through the woods looking for her daughter, looking for his patient. Jason does what he does best. He chases the pair where Dr. Cruz uses Amanda as a human shield to save himself. Alas, he meets his demise soon after with a brush cutter and is cut in twine. I'm going to tell you what, when he's using this brush cutter, and what a brush cutter is for everybody at home doesn't really know, it's just, I'd say, what do they call it? Weed whacker? It's a fucking weed eater.
It's a trimmer.
Weed whacker.
It's a weed eater, but it's got a big circular saw on the end of it to take out like stems from
blade.
it. Boy, it was a one pull start on that brush cutter. You know that shit was a husk of honor, brother.
So
I don't know what that means, but all right.
Wow.
This is a real tool?
Yeah.
I thought Jason literally. I have a note.
You think this motherfucker pulled a dead
Jason
rise?
made his
He did some dead rising shit, and he fucking
That's
built
what I
it.
thought. I thought. I was like, when did Jason have time to make this contraption?
Oh no, that's a
That's
real
some Tears
thing.
of the
real
Kingdom
thing.
shit where you can you merge items together and make.
Y'all ain't
new
never
weapons.
had to chop down brush.
Yeah, he used what's called a
Hell
bush
no.
hog on the back of a tractor.
Damn, Richie
Yeah,
Rich
don't act like you ever
motherfucker.
done any damn yard work, man. I've been to your house.
I'm out here all the time with my bush hog. I mean my bush.
You
bush
make my
trimmer.
son pick up the sticks at your damn house.
I know
You
he
shouldn't
needs.
have
He's slacking the fuck off. He needs to get over and get to work.
Well, I'll let the 6-year-old know that as soon as he has time.
Yeah, let him know I got a bunch of Mexican candy in here with his name on it.
All right.
Oh, they got those. Do you have those corn suckers?
Oh
like
yeah,
those corns.
those my favorite. I fucking love sucking on them.
You got the titty mug and the little dick-shaped corn suckers.
I like the cream in the middle of them.
But yeah, this is the point when he pulls out this damn saw. I was like, this motherfucker is literally just spamming random ass weapons out of the sky.
It's like he
GTA shit. He's just punching in codes.
Not GTA. It's like playing Call of Duty Zombies and going up to the mystery box and just fucking just see what pops out.
They made a big deal again from the commentary of the cameraman. Kane Hodder said he kept messing with the cameraman by like tripping a little bit when they were, because the cameraman had to walk backwards while the
Yeah,
trimmer
he gets
was
pretty
going
close to the lens.
at the camera.
Kane fucking with him. I like that. Kane just moves great. I feel like he's built for this kind of a character.
Yeah.
He's not. How tall is he? Is he
6'4",
6'4"? Okay, that's bigger than I thought.
6'4". Yeah, he's a big guy.
He seems bulkier than a lot of the other Jasons,
He's
but
a
not
very
as,
physically imposing presence about Kane
Yeah.
Hodder as Jason Voorhees.
not like that redesign bullshit Joey likes so much.
And I think it's he's 6'4", but he also has incredibly wide shoulders, so he looks just kind of
Yeah,
like a
very
monster,
broad.
Yeah, he's like me.
just
Oh,
like
yeah.
you.
Incredibly.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Look how incredibly wide I am
You're
right
looking
now.
at
Look at this shit.
we're looking at the Jason redesign
Look at
right
this
now.
shit. You got Timothy
Kane Hodder
Oliphant.
is
You got Timothy
actually-
Oliphant down here on the bottom of the fucking screen.
Well, it's a compliment. Kane
Well.
Hodder is actually Joey's stunt double.
Yeah, actually.
There it is. They're gonna be in that. Was it Oopsie Poopsie 4?
Oopsie Oopsie Baby
Doopsie
4.
Oopsie Doopsie
Oopsie.
4.
Starring Joey as Kane Hodder as Poopsie.
The Poopsie's back.
Mm.
Soon after the murder, Tina, along with her beau, what's his name? Kevin? I don't know what the fuck's his name. Nick.
I forget. Nick, yeah.
Tina
Great
and
hair.
Nick,
That's all I can say about him.
discover her mother's body. Or I don't guess he does. No, Tina discovers the body of the mother while Nick is like hanging out with Melissa trying to get his fuck on. But yeah, she discovers her mother and eventually discovers Jason strolling through the woods, and she kind of pursues him almost in a turning on its head. Comes face to face with him along a dirt road and uses her telekinetic powers, to subdue Jason with a bunch of tree branches and roots, and pulling him down into a big old mud puddle where she proceeds to electrocute him.
She goes Evil Dead on his ass. I thought she
I
was
was
going to
about
rape
to
him within
say,
trees for a minute.
Another
He
example.
looked up at
What if she
Tina.
would have pulled his pants down and put a branch up his ass?
When he sees the fucking roots and sticks start moving, he looks up at Tina. And he's like, "What the
Bruh.
fuck is this devilry?" He's like, "What the fuck is
He's-
this shit?"
Jason might be the only antagonist in any of these types of movies where I usually feel bad for him when he gets attacked. Because he seems like he's helpless, like he's a fucking child. Like Freddy will fight back, Michael will fight back. Jason's just like, oh fuck, he's like a child.
He
in
lets
a
shit happen to him.
big-ass
He's very
grown man's
much
body.
like Ghostface. in the Scream franchise.
Ghostface is weak as hell, though.
We're
I
supposed,
just feel bad for Jason.
We're supposed to believe Jason has the IQ of a child, right?
I guess so. He hasn't. Well, he got swim lessons, but outside from that, I don't think he's learned a damn
got some
thing.
swimming
Yeah,
lessons.
motherfucker learned how to run a
He
damn.
learned a
He
damn
learned how to
thing.
run a damn brush cutter.
He does know his way around a damn wood workshop. Tell you that.
He'd be a hell of a landscaper.
Call a motherfucker up.
Loves. Fucking
Dude, we get
loves
such
jumping
a
through
we
windows.
get yeah. He loves making his own doors. He doesn't use fucking doors. All right, he makes his own doors.
But I feel like he gets hurt more than any other of the big guys.
Oh, yeah,
like,
for
people
sure.
fucking go at him.
Well, it's one of those things to show him just how unstoppable he is, like a force of fucking nature. Even before he was like supernatural,
I feel bad
like,
for
he
him,
just
though,
kept
man.
coming, you know. But we get a
we were saying we don't know his motivations. He's
he
not
don't have
trying
any
to hurt you. He
motivations
just-
nowadays. Now it's just
He's
like
not
I'm
trying to
He
hurt
doesn't
you.
even know. He doesn't even know what he is. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, I don't know, like shooting a lion in the face or something. Like, it doesn't even know not to kill you. I
we
feel for it.
we get a great look at just how awesome Jason's new design is in this movie while he's face down in that puddle. Like we can see his exposed spinal column, his ribs.
Yeah, that is cool.
He gets up and we can see his fucking kneecaps poking through his tattered pants. I don't know if you guys picked up on that. And like the decay of his body and like the toll from all his previous traumas, like you just discussed, where he gets fucked up, you know, in all these other movies. Brilliant work, in my opinion, by John Carl Buechler. He's the one that really made a decision to show the history of the character via his appearance. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, Tina, she continues to use her powers to thwart Jason as he pursues her all the way back to the lake house, where Melissa and Nick are holed up. Jason eventually makes his way back to the house as well, where he proceeds to kill Melissa with an axe to the face. AKA, that's, you know, how you get an axe to the forehead.
Yeah, great kill. I like that.
You know what I mean? ICP, let's go.
Fuck you both.
You know what's crazy? Kane Hodder's a big fan of ICP.
Damn it, I could see it.
I can see it too.
Juggalo Island, baby.
But
What's the hot dog line you always referencing with ICP?
Oh, God.
Come on, give it up.
He said, we out here in the sun trying to have some fun. I got my dick in a hot dog bun.
Boom, spitting.
What? Everybody want to have fun.
You're not a juggalo.
My
You
dick in
wouldn't
a hot
understand.
dog bun. What?
It's what juggalos do, man.
You just had a cookout with all your family, your friends. There's just one guy
Look at
bouncing
this.
around, just bouncing around in the background, his dick in a hot dog bun.
And his face is painted like a clown.
On Juggalo Island. Just fucking let him have it. Let him fucking have it.
Jason pursues Tina and Nick throughout the house, eventually culminating in her bringing the house down, actually bringing the roof down, bringing the fucking porch down on Jason's ass,
Bring
Burn
it
him
down
down
the
the
house.
house.
bringing the porch down, where she proceeds to tell Nick, "I killed him. Jason's dead." Bitch, all you did was drop a porch on him. You just fucking
Got your ass.
electrocuted him 10 minutes ago, and he got up no problem from that. You thinking some lumber and some fucking roofing shingles is really going to put him down for good?
She thought she had lowered his HP to a critical level at this point.
Little did you
One more
know
hit.
there's a fucking second phase.
Yeah. But yeah, the porch fall looks great. I don't know how they pulled that off. It looked like they dropped a fucking porch
Well, I
on
think
Kane
it's
Hodder's
probably
head.
the same way they did the dock. I think the dock
It
looks
looks
good too.
very
It looked great.
Yeah, that looked good too.
Yeah, those two. I don't know how they pulled those off. They both look great.
But here's where the final battle ensues. Tina and Jason, they fight their way through the cabin, and eventually they make their way down to the docks. As the cabin burns, with Tina pulling some more telekinetic trickery, dousing the man in gasoline and using the wood. I guess it's a wood stove or water heater or some shit downstairs to catch him on fire. So the house burns down and fucking explodes. Almost like her
Explosion.
dad was like a collector of dynamite as well as trains.
Fucking die hard explosion.
I don't know why the fuck it explodes like that. But doing Jason's on fire and he's doing the I'm on fire dance. Fucking
Yeah,
spin my arms while going in a circle dance. Dude, that shit was so
It
fucking
looked
funny.
great, man.
Once again, he
It looked
doesn't.
great, man.
He doesn't know.
Oh man.
He's pitiful, man. He's a child. Stop, drop, and roll. He don't know. No one taught him that lesson.
I know you
Can't hear that underwater.
You glossed over, which is fine.
Yeah,
probably
the most important part of the movie where he gets his mask tore off.
Oh, well, that as well.
Oh,
but
shit.
I laughed my ass off for the Home Alone spot where she breaks a lamp over his face. He flies back and somehow falls through the stairs.
Bust through the fucking stairs.
His fucking straight up Kevin McAllister.
Did you hear his
ass.
fucking shoes when he was like walking up the stairs? You could hear the squelch of like him having wet socks. Oh, it was so fucking gross.
Yeah.
It ugh, made me almost throw
Yeah,
up.
that boy's got some nasty ass toenails.
You know that shit. They keep growing.
And he once again busts through the damn wall.
But dude,
yeah, the whole Home Alone in his ass while he was going up them stairs cracked me the fuck up too.
Eventually
He's an ugly ass son of a bitch though. With the mask on.
Yeah. Eventually he has Nick like knocked out, and he's like stepping on his back, about to like just fucking crack his back in half, break his back. Tina, this certain surge of telekinetic energy, this emotion of wanting to protect her new boyfriend, she forces the mask, like the actual straps, to dig into Jason's head, and there's like ooze and pus just spewing through. And then she fucking tears it in half on his face. And when I say tear it in half, I ain't talking about the straps. The actual plastic of the mask is tore in half.
Snap that goalie.
Revealing a face only a mother could love.
Yeah, this boy's gotten uglier over time.
He's looking on in disbelief at her as this mask tears apart. He's like, bitch, this is my only mask. What the fuck you do that for?
I don't know if it still holds true, but to this point in the franchise, this was the longest Jason was ever without his mask.
I don't ever recall seeing him without a mask this long. Since, like, even the ones to come, I don't remember him being without that long.
That's a long time.
It's like 20 minutes of the damn movie. You kind of get used to him not wearing a mask anymore.
Yeah, and you're still looking at his teeth. His teeth look a little rough.
Unable to kill Jason herself, as he does survive the burning and pursues the pair to the docks, Tina, in an act of desperation, summons her deceased father, who rises from the lake, chain Jason to the bottom once again, thus saving the day.
Fucking ghost dad out of nowhere.
God,
they didn't bury this fucking dude. Like, I know he was a wife-beating alcoholic, but come on.
That's a good point.
Whoa.
I didn't think about that.
Hold on, dog.
Y'all left his
this is a
ass in the
traumatic
lake
death.
to feed the fishes.
Wait.
That's cold to eat for even a piece of shit like Tina's dad.
This was a traumatic death, and they couldn't recover the body, obviously, because Jason got his ass.
It was right there.
Was that the body or was that the spirit?
They literally built the dock over his dead ass.
If it was a
what are we doing?
spirit, his spirit wouldn't have been like decayed or anything. It probably would have looked more like just him and not like it had been in a fucking lake for 10 years or whatever it's been.
Daddy?
But back to my earlier point, supposedly we were supposed to be seeing Dad all along, but now it's just weird.
So there's supposed to be some foreshadowing of, oh, maybe Dad can help us out here.
It's like Dad was trying to help her out to forgive her of his sins or whatever, that kind of like storyline.
But it ended up being the Deus Ex Machina of, what's the one thing that could bail everybody out? Fucking Ghost Dad. Where the hell is Bill Cosby when you need him? What if Bill Cosby would have popped out and drug his ass down into the lake? That would have been fucking boss.
What was he going to roofie Jason?
Well, Jason,
Look at here.
you take the pudding, Pops.
And that's the end of the movie.
That's it, pretty much. I mean, there's a scene afterward where they show like the cleanup effort, and like this fireman is putting out a fire, and then the fire chief literally just points at the only fire left, and the guy's like, "Oh shit, I guess I'll get that one too." Like he's never fucking worked a fire before.
And then they're driving off, and then she's like, "Is it over?" He's like, "It's over," and it's cut to black. Like,
It's really over.
That's it. It's fucking.
There's
over.
no Jason busting out of the fucking water or anything like that. It's
No stinger, no nothing.
I am confused now on how he gets to Manhattan, but you'll have to tune in next time.
I'm fucking perplexed myself now. I was like, surely there's going to be like
It's a long walk.
a fart bubble or something
It's a
coming up out of the
long
water or
walk,
something.
I'm gonna tell you that much. A lot
Maybe
of
him
hitching.
and Dad together. Go
A lot of
fucking-
hitching,
What
a
if
lot of
Dad
hitchhiking.
takes the mask and becomes Jason?
Dad
Jason
drives him.
is Dad.
I got you.
Let's go get that bitch. I was just getting you down here to work on our tactic. This bitch killed me and you.
It could be. Oh, they could have made like a buddy road trip movie with Dad and Jason.
That'd be fucking killing. To get Michael to drive him since he's the only one that can drive.
Certified.
Yeah, but I reckon that is it, boys. So That's all we got to say about The New Blood. What piece of memorabilia are we taking home from this bad boy?
Man, you know it's gotta be that personal penis enlarger. No, for me, man, it's that sick-ass train conductor hat that belonged to Tina's dad. All aboard the Pussy Destroyer Express. Next stop, Pound Town.
How about that?
Is that where Dad was going?
Toot.
Definitely used that before.
You think Dad was stepping out on Mom the whole time? Nobody can resist a man in a conductor's hat. Nobody.
For me, it's got to be Dr. Cruz's Jason Voorhees journal, book, textbook, whatever that thing was, all the little newspaper clippings. That thing was badass.
Thought you was gonna say Soap on the Road.
You never saw Soap on the Road?
The off-camera soap. Off-camera. Didn't see it. The prop does not exist. I'm going to get half of that cracked mask. I just feel like that's probably what this movie is.
What are you gonna do? Like some shit where somebody's got one half and then you got the other half and you put them together and that's like your best friend?
Yeah, like the BFF things. I could wear it for Halloween, just half of a mask.
Phantom of the Opera.
Hell yeah. All right, fellas, grade book's out. Time to pass out some marks here for Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. Mr. Hootie, what did you think about this one?
1988's Friday the 13th, New Blood, was a blind spot for me, as are most of these films thus far. As I have stated before, all of these blend together thanks to cable television. From my childhood, now actually sitting down and watching these films from beginning to end, I can honestly say that this was better than I expected. The addition of Tina as a stand-in Carrie-type character brought something new to the franchise, which was appreciated, and Kane Hodder as the deadite-looking Jason was fantastic and added to the damage to the big man over the years. However, the entire teenage group came off as flat and lifeless, which I understand is a part of the formula, but for this film, it just was too obvious. Also, the effect of the MPAA on this film cannot be understated, and it ruins the final product. I give New Blood a C-.
All right, I'll hop in here. Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood, a.k.a. Jason versus Carrie. Because our final girl, Tina, has telekinetic powers. Kane Hodder absolutely kills it as Jason. He gives us the most brutal, imposing version, yet probably my favorites to this point. The gore effects are solid, other than what the MPAA managed to butcher, as my co-hosts have pointed out here. But the whole psychic angle does feel kind of gimmicky, especially taking into effect that essentially someone pitched this as Jason versus Carrie. It is really hard to just get past that note for me personally. That and most of the camp counselors are obviously cardboard cutouts waiting to die. It does have some gnarly kills, some really cool weaponry, and the Jason performance by Hodder is legendary, but the story is a bit messy. For that reason, I'm going to give a C+ grade for John Carl Buechler. Die-hard Jason fans are going to dig this one, but it is very much running into the we're running out of ideas territory of the franchise.
So I'm going to mix it up once again and give one or two things that really stood out in the movie that I enjoyed, in addition to a single or a couple of things, like glaring negatives that I can't vibe with. One of my most favorites, Jason's look in The New Blood is the best he's looked in the franchise to date, as well as his portrayal by Kane Hodder, also being among the greatest in the franchise, both in his brutality and intensity and in his menacing and rage-filled presence. I love that we can tell the history of the character based solely on his appearance. Some of my least favorite aspects of the movie, the side characters, they're abysmal. And I don't mean the acting itself, even though that is pretty bad. This collection of peripheral characters checks a lot of the diverse stereotype boxes, but they are so annoying and forgettable that, for me, Jason can't kill them fast enough, both the guys and the gals. But even more damaging is the MPAA's neutering of the film and how the resulting kills translate to the screen. You can tell that the original cut had some gory and satisfying executions, but we didn't get those. What we got was a smattering of cutaways and horror cock teases that never paid off. A lot of this franchise is carried by the magnitude and impact of its kills, so this outcome is supremely disappointing for a Friday the 13th movie. Alas, Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood, grades out with a C.
All right, boys, that there wraps up our mandatory assignment for this holiday. That is Friday the 13th. We won't see another one for quite a while, so We say goodbye to our guy, Jason, for now, but we will be back again one day.
We'll see him next time in the great state of New York.
Manhattan. We did take a guess at the audience score for this bad boy on Rotten Tomatoes, even though this was a no-win scenario. If you remember correctly, how our game works is if we're within 5 points of that guess, then we get to choose what to watch next. Otherwise, we get a random assignment. Like I said, this one did not matter, but we took our shots. Hootie said a 34%. Joey said 45%. I said a 52%. The actual audience score was a 37%. Ooh. Hootie gets the empty W.
Always.
Nice. Hollow victory.
Congrats, buddy. I think Hootie has more empty wins.
More meaningless wins. The king of preseason.
Just love practice shots.
he's the
he's
fucking
undefeated in the
He's the
preseason.
Lions in that 0-16 season when they won all four preseason
4-0
games.
in the preseason. Sounds about right. Yeah, we're playing for nothing since it was a mandatory assignment. If you remember correctly, before we did get this assignment, we had a winner on our previous episode.
Ding, ding, ding.
Joey, fortunately or not, is now taking over the wheel and will be dictating what we all watch next for our next episode. So without further ado, Mr. Joseph, what is it going to be?
Let's keep it short and sweet. In honor of a movie that's going to be out in exactly 1 week after this episode posts, we're going to be checking out 28 Days Later.
Oh.
In honor of the release of 28 Years Later. Part 3 in the trilogy.
So I'm excited for that one.
This is exciting.
That's a good choice there, buddy. Alrighty, folks, we're going to pull up the trailer and watch it together. You can watch our reactions to that on YouTube, on our YouTube. Otherwise, we will catch you back here in a few short moments. All right, Hootie, between you and me, since Joey's choosing this, we cannot trust him in all honesty to not have already peeked at that score. Where does that bad boy sit on the audience Rotten Tomato meter?
I'm going to say 82.
Oh, shit. I feel like I always overshoot on these. Try not to taint it with my own flavor of love.
Yeah, remember, this is like the audience and not the fucking critics.
Yeah, I think they both enjoyed this one, though. I'm going to say 70%. Well, with all that being said, thank you for listening. Check out horriblefilmschool.com. You can find links to all the episodes, our social channels, and our merch store. Got some cool stuff there. Check it out. And as always, if you don't want to throw down your hard-earned money, you can support us for free in 3 easy ways. Rate, review, and subscribe. Smash that like button, all that good stuff. And if you're feeling generous, send us some Lake Cabin timeshare credits. Personally, I'm going to be sending my support to women relying on forehead wrinkles to slay bulky bullies.
As always, if you're hearing our voice, tell at least one person you know, spread the love, spread the campaign that is the Horrible Film School. And with that, I'm going to go watch a movie I haven't seen in a very long time in preparation for the new one coming out 28 days later. I'm out.
Thanks for all the likes, the subs, the listens, the follows, the downloads. We really appreciate you guys and gals' support, as well as your time and attention. Be sure to join us next time, where we take a trip across the pond to London, England, in 2002's 28 Days Later. Class dismissed.